Record locking is one of the most important concepts to understand when sharing a file to multiple users. The basic idea is only one user at a time can edit a record. Think about it. What if two people tried to edit the same record at the same time? Which changes would get saved? I remember a story about 20 years ago. I was giving a class on FileMaker, and there's a guy in the front row just really paying attention, scribbling notes everywhere. And then we got to record locking, and I saw his face just drop. And he talked to me during a break, and he said, "Wow, I'm so glad you taught us about record locking because I had no idea. I've designed a whole solution for use, and I didn't consider record locking at all." And it can stop you in your tracks. So the idea is that when you are editing a record or when you're deleting a record, you have to consider record locking. So let's go ahead and remind you what we did in the last video. You can either do a new window, which is the easy way to do it, or we can go ahead and open, show our hosts, come down here. There's me. Now you're going to get this every time because you can't encrypt it. Don't worry about that. Just sharing to yourself. Now, if we didn't have that little script that's changing this name, in fact, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to go ahead and go into script workspace, go into our open script. Actually, it's going to be our script. Let's see if we can remember window title. There we go. And we'll take these and turn these off. Okay. So we're going to close it, open it again. You notice it's called invoices now, not the name of the record. And now when we open, we're just going to go to recent here. You see that the difference in the name. You can tell that this one's the shared file right here. That one's the original. This one's the shared file right here. So hopefully that helps you understand. Now let's demonstrate what record locking is. So I can come in here into this record. Let's make sure we're on the same one. We'll go to the first one, which is Database Pros. Click into that record. So my cursor's in there or I'm highlighted, doesn't matter. Come over to this one right here, and we can click in there. And I can even type on this one or put in a 4. But notice when I come back here, now it's locked. I cannot change it. It's going to give you this message. This happens automatically without you doing anything. It happens whether the record's locked via editing or when two people are trying to edit, or if somebody's editing a record and you try to delete it, such as we use this delete script. And we did put in the code in there for that. Now, how do you get the record unlocked? I'm going to put it back to 2023. You have to commit the record. You can click in the blue area. You can click the enter key on the keypad. You can switch to another record. You can close the file. You can switch to another layout. All those things are going to unlock the record or open it so that somebody else can edit it. And then what will happen is as soon as it's committed, then it's going to save those changes and the other person who might be coming along can look at that record. Now this is, I said it's editing or deleting, but you can find on the record, you can read the data, not the current data possibly on a locked record. You can do anything with the rec locker, you just can't edit and delete it. So the real problem comes when you're trying to script. But let's cover one more thing here. Realize that when we come over here and modify this record, we haven't committed it yet, and come back over here and try to edit something in here, it's not going to let us do it either. Oops, helps if you're actually on the correct record here. That's a big mistake. There we go. Because it did let me do it there. Now you'll see that if I change this to a 1, it's going to tell me that. So when you lock the main record, any portal related field showing on here is also going to be locked. You've got to remember that. Now, if I come over here and then come back, I'm fine. I can come in here and change this just fine. So that's record locking. Where it comes in is where the difficulty is. You don't have to worry about manual rec because it's all taken care of for you. But it's when you script it. So you have to make sure you have control of that record. In fact, we'll eventually get into what happens if you're trying to modify a whole bunch of records, such as when you level inventory. Let's say we wanted to take these quantities out of inventory. What if we go through all the records and we find one locked? What do? We can't write onto it because somebody's editing. Do we wait? These are the things we'll try to answer for you and help you out with and show you solutions to record locking that aren't necessarily just, oh, I can't do it. So remember record locking. Remember it when you're scripting. Look at everything. Realize every script step that will edit a record or delete a record. Any of those are subject to record locking. You have to handle those in a way that's going to be good for your users and easy for them to understand.